That's what he said with Cedric D. Sanders.
You eat ass with a baby spoon.
Hello, my name is Cedric, and along with my beautiful wife, Connie, we'll be hosting my brand new podcast, That's What I Said. I'm a retired Navy veteran that suffers from PTSD and anxiety, and we'll discuss how I cope with the mental illness through comedy and discussion. It's a podcast that will talk about everything from cryptocurrency to comedy. If we're worrying about the dollar going up and down, up and down, up and down, and it's still a dollar, guess what? The value of that means absolutely nothing. Cryptocurrency in itself is the future of money. From spirituality to cannabis. To have cannabis on the Schedule 1 list is bullshit. I'm sorry, it is. It makes absolutely no sense. If it's a seed that can be planted and it has healing properties in it, why the hell is it in Schedule 1? Last time I checked, cocaine don't have healing property in it. From interracial relationships, I don't have a problem with people talking about interracial relationships. People try to talk bad about my interracial relationship just to think that they can get under my skin. I mean, really, it don't bother me. I mean, let's not make, call a spade a spade. But if you have a problem with someone that's in love, it shouldn't matter the race of it. The mental illness through comedy and discuss a spade. But the problem is people want to put labels on it. Everybody wants to put color on everything. And as soon as you put color on it, it gets treated differently. The money gets treated funny. Because if it's dealing with Asians, guess what? It's going to take a longer process unless those leaders step up and get into the president's face or U.S. leaders' face and say, this is a problem. Authentic conversation, interviews, and comedy. Please take time to listen to That's What I Said, because I said what I said.
Giving you 100% authentic, real, raw, unapologetic truth with no filter. Listen to That's What I Said. Available on your favorite podcast platform.
Which way?
Cedric D. Sanders.
They probably just eat ass with a baby spoon.
That's what he said. Yeah. That's what he said. Yeah. That's what he said. Yeah. That's what he said.
That ain't my fault.
That's what he said. That's what he said. That's what he said.
That ain't my fault. I'm just gonna lay it down like this though. When I say my shit, I'ma repeat my shit. I'ma make sure you understand the foundation of everything where I'm coming from. Don't get it twisted. Bruh. That ain't my fault. That's what I said. What? That's what I said. That's what I said. That's what I said. Wow. We gon' do it like that. Yeah. Baby spoon.
With your host, Cedric Sanders, giving you 100% authentic, real, raw, unapologetic truth with no filter. The broadcast starts now.
What's good, everybody? Y'all know what time it is. Y'all caught us on that Saturday night trip ride. We on Facebook, Spreaker, all the major platforms, Spotify, as well as Amazon. Peace and love, y'all. What's good? That's what I said. The podcast, we live on Facebook. What's good, everybody? Hope everybody's enjoying their Saturday. I'm not by myself. Y'all already know. I'm sitting over there chilling in the background. What's good, baby? How you doing?
What's good? Thanks everybody for joining us. We're a little delayed, minor technical issues, but we here now. Let's go. I'm ready to go.
Yeah, it was a little bit of technicalities. My computer like to do some stupid shit, so I try to get it going before, so then I don't have to deal with that type of stuff. But it was giving me some problems today. But anyway, hope everybody's enjoying, as well as on Twitch and on YouTube. I said YouTube, so Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and I think and also Spreaker. So if you listen to me on Spreaker, make sure y'all can always chat as well on the Spreaker app while you're listening live. So what's going on, like the short version of trending trash? Like what's been the I guess conversation, if you will, that has been going on in the last week outside of crypto?
Outside of crypto, all the NFL schedules dropped. So lots of people are talking about the schedules, and I don't know. It's a bit odd, I think.
This year is going to be,
the matchups are a little interesting, I shall say.
well, I mean, that's every year, but I think this year more in particularly just because of all the changes and all the personnel changes and everything. And I think personally it's definitely going to bring a lot of your talent is going to show itself, I think, more. Rather they should have stayed where they were, or they're going to amplify another team, whatever the case may be. I mean, it's definitely going to be one of those years that you really get to see players for who they are, and not just because, they're on a, stacked team. You still get to see their talent and everything, but at the same time, it's like when you're there on a stacked deck, it's like you still got to prove that you the best at what you do.
Yeah.
And if you don't do that, it's almost like, why the hell are we paying you?
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to say it, but Baker Mayfield fits in this category right now.
Oh, well.
It's like, bruh, you really, okay, yes, you've taken us to a playoff game and we hadn't been there. Let me figure that piece out. When was the last time the Browns was in the playoffs? Outside of the playoffs that they've made it to. I should have had this already, but I mean, I didn't know this conversation was going to go in this lane. But
where
so they made the playoffs in 2020. Baker Mayfield was the coach then, right? I mean, not the coach, but the quarterback. And
I was gonna say what?
Yeah. Yeah. Do I need to play that button? No, I'm not. It's too early. So the Cleveland Browns made it to the playoffs in 2020. They rebounded from being one of the worst teams in the NFL. Then they turn around. They made the playoffs in 2020. Missed the playoffs in 2021.
Yep.
And what's subsequently weird about that is that they lost their first playoff game that they haven't been to since what is the worst start? No, I don't need the worst start. When was the last time they was in the playoffs? They've been in the playoffs a total of 17 times in their 59 seasons. So that kind of sums it up right there. I guess if you really, go back
to when the last time they actually had a win in the playoffs was 1995.
Damn.
So
That's going back.
no, I mean, and they've been having those kind of droughts since we having this conversation. They've been having those kind of droughts. Detroit Lions.
Oh, shoot.
Now, I want everybody to know this is that type of segregation that what happens if you don't produce as a team. Every team in the NFL that's playing next year will play in a primetime game. Mm-hmm. Guess who is not?
What?
The Detroit Lions.
Shut up.
Dead ass. They're
Are
the
they not
only
playing?
NFL team. Y'all can look it up. The
Are
only
they not
NFL
playing
team.
on
They are the only NFL team that will when you start playing next year. When next year's season starts, September 8th is the first game. When they start playing those games, that full season, when it's all said and done, Detroit will not and has not been scheduled for any playoff. I mean, not playoff, but they haven't been scheduled for any primetime games. Now, will that change? I guess that would depend on their record. It would really depend on, how they start off. And I think,
Yeah, that record last year was trash. So that's
they record for the last few years has been trash. But
Damn.
their draft was A+. So I think at this point it's really going to come down to if they can actually produce with the talent that they have.
Right.
Mind you, Jared Goff is there as quarterback. So, I mean, there's that. But my team, the Kansas City Chiefs, we could go back, and thanks, Mr. Banks, for bringing that up. But the Chiefs was like that. Mm-hmm. The Chiefs had a terrible time getting to, it's not even just getting to the playoffs. It was actually producing and winning in the playoffs. It was atrocious. I'll put it to you like that. It was atrocious.
Atrocious. All right.
So, okay, Chiefs only won 2 Super Bowls, 1969, 2019. Okay, so
2020, babe.
they considered 2019, yes, they won.
Oh, because it was a 2019 season.
Yes, they won 2020, but yeah, so they went back-to-back years. They lost in 2020 to the Bucks. Beat the 49ers in 2019. They came from a low point, and it wasn't because they didn't have talent, and it wasn't because they just had bad coaching. No, they had talent that was pushed to a limit that they was never going to produce at that caliber for any coach. When we had Dick Vermeil, it was like he drafted great players, but they were only great on paper. When they came to the field, they would have like maybe 1 or 2 games that they did some good shit in, and that was it. That was really it. Now, as times progressed, you had Marty Schottenheimer. I can't think of the other guy we had because he was a dick, but he's coaching in the USFL now. But anyway, we had that guy, and then now we have Andy Reid. Now, what people don't realize is that the building blocks were starting when Andy Reid got fired in Philadelphia. So the Chiefs knew they had I put it like this, they had an idea of who they wanted, who would be a good fit. Now, when the Chiefs got Andy Reid, of course it was a good fit. Not because we won the Super Bowl. It was because of the culture and the chemistry that he brought with him.
Yeah, he's a good leader.
That is the major part.
He's a very good leader.
When he was with Philly, he had great players. They produced every year. The Philadelphia Eagles was not a team that you want to play. This last couple of years, Philly has not been the team that you didn't want to play, except for the year that they got our coach, our offensive coordinator, and he went to Philly and they did that run and won the Super Bowl, and they ain't been shit since. So that's going. I'm not hating on the Philadelphia Eagles.
Sorry, Stacks. I know you listening.
I'm not hating on the Eagles. So don't get me wrong. All I'm saying is that teams have developed this ability to draft great players and coach them badly.
Yeah.
And then you have players that they're not coached badly. They're just good at what they do. And the coach really is just a placeholder. Because the team is operating on its own accord.
Right.
Now, that's case in point with a couple of NBA teams. One that I should now mention that didn't make the playoffs, but I'm not going to mention the Los Angeles Lakers because they operate that. Okay, you got Frank Vogel, who's no longer the Los Angeles Lakers coach, but you have Frank Vogel on the team. And guess what? Frank Vogel was the coach that coached the Los Angeles Lakers last year. The year before last, with the quarantine finals. Then the next year, they start shitting the bed. No big deal. Now they shit in the bed. Like, you have this talent on your team, but you mean to tell me you as a coach can't figure it out? Now, I understand because you have LeBron James on your team, you have Anthony Davis on your team, and you have Russell Westbrook. Oh, by the way, played like James Harden the whole season. And I hate to just throw this back elbow back towards the Philadelphia 76ers, but I got to throw this back elbow, okay? Brooklyn Nets had the stacked team. Brooklyn Nets is the team that everybody should have feared in the East. There was only one person, or actually there was two teams that was like, fuck them. We don't care about the Brooklyn Nets. Miami Heat and the Milwaukee Bucks. Okay. I mean, everybody knows Jimmy Butler don't care. Clearly, he don't care, especially after they beat the Philadelphia 76ers. And as he was going into the locker room, he said, Tobias Harris over me? So I need to have some gunshots because that was shots fired. But going forward, anyway, I know this is a long-ass conversation about trending trash, but I have to get this out. So lastly, I'll say this. I haven't done my statement about the Philadelphia 76ers, and I'm getting there. You have a stacked team. You have a guard that doesn't want to play. So you go through this turmoil with Ben Simmons not wanting to play for Philly.
Yeah.
Mind you, this whole season, they didn't play with Ben. And they made it to the playoffs. Oh, by the way, Joel Embiid should be MVP. However, back-to-back for Jokic, I get it, okay? I get it. I get the analytics. I get it. However, Joel Embiid played his ass off. That team made it to the playoffs throughout controversy because they had a player that did not want to play with them. Okay, so we're going to trade the said player. Guess what? He has not played he didn't play all this season, even after he got traded. Now, I know a lot of that is probably mental illness because he hasn't been on the court. Philly ran him in the dirt at the end of the playoffs when they lost because he wasn't producing as a guard. He didn't produce, so they didn't, make it further into the playoffs. So I know that's part of him. He was injured. He had all these things. Blah, 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 blah. He had all these things, okay?
Yeah.
As a professional athlete, and he was trying to sleep with Michael Blackston's fiance.
Oh.
But we ain't gonna put that tea out there. That's what trending trash is. So, but you got all these things going on, and you're a professional basketball player that gets paid millions of dollars to play basketball, and he has basically collected a check. He hasn't played basketball. He said he's injured. And then some people say that it's mental illness. I believe it's mental illness. Now, you do the said trade, Ben Simmons and they also traded Seth Curry. They get James Harden because James Harden didn't want to be in Brooklyn anymore. Everybody knows James Harden. Everybody knows James Harden. James Strip Club Harden. Everybody knows him. Everybody knows that he frequents the strip clubs. He's a single man, and he
just does what
he does. But when it comes to basketball, can't nobody touch this dude.
Oh, he hard in the paint.
With the exception of this year. For whatever reason, he played basketball when he wanted to play basketball. When he was in Brooklyn, he had some great games. Okay. He gets to Philly. I mean, it takes some chemistry. So you're not going to have super great games. It's going to take some time for you to get to know Joel Embiid. But you get in the playoffs, bro, and you win this game. I mean, that's all you really got to do. You in a playoff game and you only take 2 shots in the second half, 1 in the third and 1 in the 2 shots, bro. And it's not like the defense was really that strong on you. But 2 shots, bro.
Wow.
We talking about practice? I don't think he showed up for practice. And if he was at practice, that's all he was doing was practicing. What he was not going to do.
On the court.
On the court. Game day. Let's be real.
Damn.
You get paid all these millions of dollars to basically run it down the court for 30 minutes or 29 minutes or whatever it is, the minutes that he runs, to just shoot twice in the second half. I know people on the bench that shot more shots than he did.
Oh. So
anyway,
let me add another piece of trending trash because this shit is funny as hell to me. Why in the hell? Earl Thomas played for Seattle. NFL player.
I know who you're talking about.
So a judge issued a warrant because he was violating a protective order on multiple occasions.
I don't want to talk about this dude.
Why he just get arrested being in a bar?
I'm being honest. I don't want to talk to this. I don't want to talk about him.
That just
because this is people know the people that they draft. People know that they need to be groomed. But these are grown professional athletes that are good at what they do, but have bad decision-making skills.
Oh, yeah.
Ask Jameis Winston. That has turned over a new leaf, and he did this interview and how appreciative and how much he loves football and has a smile on his face because of how much he loves football. Whereas he was telling women to grab him by the pussy when he was in college at Florida State, where he almost didn't get drafted because he had these sexual assault litigations going on. So a lot of people was like, but the boy can play bad. He can play quarterback better than probably. I mean, I throw it out there, but I mean, there's no numbers to compare it other than he went 5-2 before he got injured, before he tore his ACL. And he was starting and is starting for the New Orleans Saints. and he had 5-2 when he started. He beat Tampa Bay.
Well,
So I'm gonna start. I mean, not that I didn't listen to him, but he went to Florida. So I'm gonna pay attention to him a little bit. He went to Florida A&M. I'm gonna pay attention to him a little bit. I paid attention to him when he was in college. Jameis Winston is that quarterback that you paid attention to, not because he had talent, because he was in a good ass atmosphere.
yeah.
But I go to say this about that. If you are a professional athlete and you got anger issues and you like to abuse women and drink too much alcohol and put yourself in vicarious situations that you shouldn't be in because you don't feel that you're an ambassador to anything, why are you a professional athlete? And why are we paying you millions of dollars to play the sport or play a position that clearly you're not mature enough to play in your real life? Now, he plays safety. How the hell are you safety in your own shit? You not. You a whole dumbass out in these streets because guess what? You probably are not going to play a game this year. Matter of fact, I beg to differ that he plays in the NFL again.
No, I don't think he is. I think based on the report, it says that he's an ex-NFL player. So,
I mean, it hasn't officially came out that he's retired or they just
cut him off.
But he was, I know some people were looking at him for possibly playing this year, but
yeah, it's just sad.
I think that that's another thing. Like I said, I don't want to talk about it, but I think he's talented. I think he's just one of those players that, got anger issues. You don't
needs some rehab.
It's not even just he needs the rehab. He needs a damn mentor. He needs somebody that's going to sit down and not just listen to the shit that he's going through, but at the same time, whatever you're going through should not impact your funnel that you've created. You're talented for a reason, and they're paying you for that talent for a reason. Maybe you didn't just register that. Maybe you didn't even respect that. Because now you got fans that want to wear his number, his jersey number,
right?
And look to this guy as a great, safety. I knew when he was in Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
He was part of the team that went to the Super Bowl.
Yep.
Moving right along.
Let's get into your topic for the night.
So,
everybody loves when you talk about crypto.
Well, it's interesting about crypto, especially now.
Right. It's doing a lot.
Well,
a lot of things. It's doing a lot of things. Up, down, all around.
Well, there's a lot besides just what happened.
Mm-hmm.
It affected a lot to where people was getting, well, I can't even say was getting because people were already nervous. And I should have took the time because the Facebook audience would at least be able to see it, but I didn't prep it, so I'm not even worried about it. I was going to show you a Twitter that went from Terra Luna, and I'll just summarize it. Basically, what happened was Terra Luna, for those that don't know, is a Bitcoin that a lot of crypto investors have invested in, including myself. And I'm being transparent when I say that. The reason why it's a good or great cryptocurrency is because it was one of the coins when people were talking about decentralized exchanges and being your own bank. This was the example of that. So this coin, they created their own coin, which is Luna. The company is called Terra, but the coin that we're talking about is Luna. And Terra also had another crypto that was a stable coin, meaning people would buy, say, if you've been with Terra since the beginning, you bought Terra when it was probably at the price point it's at now or a little bit higher. Now, Terra lost 99% of its holdings.
Oh my goodness.
So this coin had a all-time high of $113. Now it's under 4 decimal spots of a penny.
Wow.
So people have lost hundreds, thousands, millions because people rolled with this coin since its
Day
birth.
one. Yeah.
Now, my position in the coin, I'm not going to divulge that. I'm just going to say that it was before it hit $100. So I'm just going to say that. It was before it hit 100. Matter of fact, I even stretch it a little bit further. It was before it hit 50. So it was kind of I was kind of back and forth with the coin because I was brand new. Well, I wouldn't say brand new. I was in the knowing, but I didn't know the strategies I know now.
Right.
Because I got out of my position because I heard what was going on with the stable coin, and I didn't say nothing because what's my moniker now? My new segment, the am I gonna lie? This shit might hurt, or it was another one that I had coined, and I know you wrote it down. So
I did.
I'm leaning towards you at this point because it's that moment.
You gonna hate this.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, you gonna hate this. I have over, I don't know, close to 1,000, maybe 2,000 people on Facebook. Probably out of that, I have 100 people following me. When my granddaughter was born, I had more reactions than I do to when I post my link to my podcast live. And I said all that to say this, not for sympathy, because I don't need the sympathy. What it's for is awareness. If I had more people that supported me just on my Facebook, I would have put that information out there and people would have probably been, oh shit, okay, I'm gonna follow what you're saying. I see what you're saying. I told my wife about this when I noticed that the stable coin was below $1. Now, the reason why this is important, and I was getting ready to say it, so I'm gonna say it now. What happens is when you buy a cryptocurrency, and we'll say Terra, just as for instance, when you buy these cryptocurrencies and you've been riding with these cryptocurrencies for a while, when this coin goes up, you don't necessarily always want to put this money back in your bank account.
Right.
You want to have a holding spot. You want to have a spot where you can be comfortable holding your money at and it not affect nothing. It don't touch nothing. This is what that stable coin was. So if you're on their website, Terra's website, or if you have bought the coin through a swap, that's what we call them. That's what Uniswap or what you call it, Pancake Swap. To buy the coin, that means you have Trust Wallet. So you probably have Terra, UST, and Luna, which is the cryptocurrency. And what would happen is as Luna goes up in price, you move your profits into that stable coin, and it's still on their blockchain, on their network or whatever. And you don't have to move it. You don't have to do nothing, especially if it drops. If the coin starts to drop, you have a safe spot where you can put your money at. Not to mention the fees to move money within Terra's ecosystem is good. So as this coin started to go up, along with other cryptocurrencies that were growing up at the time, this coin was above $100. And people was like, what's up with Luna? Like, what's blah, blah, blah. Luna was a conversation early part of last year. And I was like, okay, let me invest in Luna because it does seem like a good project. And I can ride with that one because it actually seems not just for the benefit of buying a cryptocurrency because you like it. It was because of what it provided. And it's weird because a lot of cryptocurrencies do have some type of, what you call it? They have some type of service.
Okay.
Now, Terra Luna, I think, is one of the examples of a DeFi platform. And what I mean by DeFi is decentralized. It's a platform where it's a public blockchain. And what I mean by that is that it's public. It's known. I mean, we can see it.
Right.
We can get our transactions. We can find out what's going on, and it's not a centralized one where we have to find out, send an email to somebody, and then somebody has to go and that has the authorization to get in there and get the information. Whereas when it's public, you make decisions on the blockchain. So I had to get myself in a better position understanding coins like this, and it was none. Oh. So I was like, yeah, okay, let me ride this damn one. So the coin started doing what it was doing, getting the support and word of mouth, and people were more invested in it. When the coin started to drop, and I don't mean Luna, I mean the stable coin, because the stable coin ain't never supposed to go below $1. 99 cents maybe, $1.01 maybe. But not down to 95 cents or 80 cents or 70. No, that's your holding money. That's like your profit money.
Right.
So it's like your play money. It's just a holding area. So like I said, if Luna drops, you might have a buying strategy or a buying point to move that money in there, because you don't want to put that money in the bank, because you already know that the bank is using that money to buy crypto and to actually, pay people loans and do all these home loans and everything. That's what they're doing with people that got the money that's going in the banks, if y'all didn't already know that. But let me sip my water. I'm sure somebody done pissed in. But anyway, so we try to get people to really understand projects and understand what cryptocurrency is and what it is not. But like I said, if I was the more going forward type of person, I'm not going to post things like that on Facebook, nor will I do it on Instagram. And I probably won't even do a room in Clubhouse when things like this happen. Why? Because ain't nobody going to fucking listen to it. Y'all ain't been really listening to me at this point. So when there's something I'm trying to put out there to say, hey, you probably need to move your money because this coin ain't supposed to do this. You think he gonna listen to me? No, because ain't nobody been listening to me. I've been preaching how to do things better and how to probably move a little bit of money into cryptocurrency, just a little bit, to where you would pay attention to it a little bit. I didn't say put all your money in there to where you're going to be paying attention a whole lot of it when you don't even pay attention to the money that you got a whole lot of nothing in anyway. So if you really paid attention to the money, you would be able to say, okay, I can take 10% out. I can take 10% out because I got to pay me 10%. So I take my 10% and then I'm going to take this 10%, which is really 20% of what you're supposed to take from your money anyway in a good budget. You take that 10%, you still keep that 10%, but the other 10% you can put in, crypto. I don't give a damn if it's $100. You pay yourself $50, you put $50 in the crypto. But if it's $100, then you put $100 in your little savings account, and now you got $100 you can put in crypto. If it's $1,000, it's $1,000. You got $1,000 for yourself now. You got $1,000 for investment. So you're gonna always be putting $1,000 away that is not gonna get done with or invested in crypto. And then you have $1,000 every month that you can put in there, $100 or whatever the case may be that you can put in the crypto, and you can buy whatever the hell you want to buy. You ain't got to listen to me. You can listen to somebody else that don't give a damn if you make any money off of it. Or people that do care about you making money off of it. You can be in those rooms and still not be aware of what the hell you're going to do. You're just going to buy whatever that you hear. And then when it crashes, then you're going to fear of losing all your money, because now at this point it's FUD. Fear of uncertainty and doubt. That's all it is. And you're going to sell anyway and say crypto is trash. I lost half my money, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Guess what? There's thousands of people at this point. I'm almost to the point where I want to say it's close to 100,000 people that lost some type of money in Luna when it dropped from $110 to zero. Zero. There's people that have millions of these coins.
Yeah.
Tens of thousands. Hundreds of thousands. And bam. Nothing. Ain't worth a damn. And now people is like, ha, crypto's a scam. Whoop, whoop, blah, blah, blah. I told y'all. You ain't told nobody shit. You ain't. Because really what happened, and I'm not going to bore y'all, but I'm going to tell y'all because this is the type of information you should know. People had doubt because Luna was trying to expand their project and basically use Bitcoin as their stable point for their stable coin. A lot of investors didn't believe in that project. They think it wasn't going to be successful because they was thinking Bitcoin's going to drop. So how is that the value? Well, it doesn't matter because the value of Bitcoin right now is like 30,000, 28,000. It was touching 26. Whereas this time last year, we was like, this month about to hit 60.
Yeah, it's at 30,000.
So it's like half of what it was last year.
Right.
So, teach its own. I mean, I'm not one to pick sides or anything else like that, but people saying that the reason why that stablecoin fell was because people didn't believe in that project and they started to sell their shit. I mean, they were liquidating. And when I mean liquidating, I don't mean like
$5, $10.
Yeah, I ain't talking about no $5 or $10.
They liquidated it all.
Yeah, I'm talking about like hundreds of thousands, 200,000, millions of dollars. When that shit starts moving on the blockchain, that is a different kind of algorithm that stable coin was not expecting or ability to even understand or comprehend. So its value is going to drop because guess what? It's got too much supply and no demand.
Yep, exactly.
I got to lower the price. I got to get these keys up out of here. What's going on? So y'all, that's supply and demand. That's a small part of how cryptocurrency works, but it's an effective way of how cryptocurrency works because supply and demand. You can have a crap ton of supply, but if the price is too high and ain't nobody buying it, guess what? That price is going to go down. And it's going to go down to an affordable price where you can start knocking those. When you start knocking those coins out and people start spending more and more money on it. Okay. Now you got something. But that's kind of where, the conversation differs because a lot of people ain't paying attention. They don't want to learn cryptocurrency like that. They just want to know which one they can invest in that's going to make them some money. That's it.
Yeah.
They don't want to hear nothing else.
And they don't want to read more or, you know, in the reading more is doing their own research and whatnot. They want to go to somebody that they know already knows about crypto and can give them the 5-second rundown or what have you. But that's the problem with a lot of folks right now, is that because they don't want to take the time to go research, get a book. You can download free books in your iBooks if you have iPhone. You can download free books on crypto.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, we're in a day and age right now where people don't want to educate themselves to put themselves in a better position. And I wouldn't say everybody's like this, but there's a great majority of people that are like this.
Yeah.
Now there's onesie, twosies, threesy, foursies, some fivesy, sixties, and sevens and 80s, 9s and 10sies that's going on around here. And they're actually doing the research and putting their financial position in a better status than it was growing up, so that the kids don't have to suffer, but also so that they can have a comfortable, setting for the rest of their years on this planet. So it's like, I want to be in a better position. I want to put my kids in a better position because I want to enjoy life a whole lot better than I've been enjoying life. Not saying that I haven't enjoyed life, but I think I can enjoy it a whole lot better if I didn't have this, and this to worry about. And I got this, and this where to live. And I can do this, and this. And I ain't got to worry about this and that. And I ain't got to worry about going to a job and listening to somebody tell me when I got to be there, when I can leave, when I can eat. Can I go to the bathroom? I need to go here so I can get some more clothes because guess what? The ones that I got, they got holes in it. And you said I got to look presentable and shit. And it's like, I'm tired of doing all these things for a position at a job that don't even appreciate me.
Yeah.
I got to work for a salary. The benefits that you give me is argumentative because you're going to pay for some of this shit, not all of this shit.
Right.
So it's like, I want to financially put myself in a better position to where I don't have to worry about that. My kids don't have to worry about that. And hopefully if I can get enough money, my kids' kids don't have to worry about that. And if I can get a little bit more money, my kids' kids don't have to worry about that. Because now you're setting up not just a positional standpoint of financial literacy within your whole family. You're making it available to them when they're ready to have it.
Yep, that generation.
And now you're setting them up to where now you're saying, this is how you do it.
Generation.
Because once you master it and you doing it, that's when you sit your kids down and say, okay, this is what you got to do.
Right.
This is how you do it. I'm going to teach you how to do it because I want you to start doing it now. Mm-hmm. Because once you start doing it now and you're better than me, guess what? Now you need to teach your kids.
Right.
Not just how to do it, but be better than you. Mm-hmm. And you got to keep doing that. But see, we can't even have the conversation and start even just, well, I need to just do it. Yeah, you need to just do it and get the stick out of your ass and stop coming up with reasons why you don't want to do it. But yet, you think that people are just going to be patient for you. And then when they come up, it's like, oh, he can kick me a couple dollars, blah, blah, blah. We know each other and blah, blah, blah. Just because I know you don't mean I got to kick you shit. That's that sense of entitlement. People think because they know you can just bail them out of every situation in any situation. Well, guess what? There's situations that I can get in that I can't help nobody in those situations. And there's times when I need help, but I can't go and just get the help. And people say, yeah, you can. All you got to do is ask. I was like, it's not about that.
Nope, it sure ain't.
It's not about that. They not in this position because guess what? They didn't put themselves in this position. I put myself in this position. So I got to figure out how I can get out of this position. But see, that's a total different conversation because we don't want to have that conversation. That's a 2-topic conversation right there because one is about accepting responsibility. And then what are you going to do with accepting responsibility? You got to produce something so that you don't go into that position no more. So you learn from your failures and be a better, successful person. At least that's what I thought. I mean, that's what I thought. I mean, shit. I mean, we can go back and forth about this shit all day, and I guess people ain't gonna listen to me because it's my opinion. At the end of the day, I mean,
no, you're absolutely right.
But I mean, it's people dodging questions, playing Clue. and shit, like when it's a crime.
That's like pink.
You hear that like when people are like perplexed with a question and they got to ponder on something. Aha, I got it. What? Nothing. I ain't got shit.
Oh. Can I give you my answer now?
It's like, what the fuck? So briefly, let's talk about Kendrick Lamar. He dropped his new album, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. And the reason why I'm bringing it up is because he did something that a lot of people don't want to do. Be transparent and have a conversation. If you ain't listened to the album, you need to listen to the album. I mean, he even talked about trans people in his family. How he had to deal with that. Being sober. Had to deal with that. It's like, and he alluded to having a second child. So Kendrick Lamar might be the father of two now. So I'm saying that to say this. When you become aware, you are aware. You come to a level in life, you would come to a level of acceptance. You come to a level of mental fortitude to be able to better the things that you need to better in life. I talk about the things that I talk about because everything's a struggle. Everything's a struggle. Nobody said that, you know, when you're a black man and you have PTSD and anxiety, that it's easy. It's not easy because, first off, you're a black man. No matter where you go, you're getting judged. No matter where you go, you're getting looked at differently. People talk to you funnier. People talk to you without that sense of respect. So it's like, no matter what, you feel like you have to prove yourself to everybody. You feel like you have to overexert yourself to prove yourself for nobody to listen to you. That's a hard pill to swallow. I was talking about that. I talked about that last week.
Mm-hmm. The hard pill.
That's that hard pill. And it's not because they can't respect you. It's a fear. You're an unknown person to them. They've never experienced. It's a fear. They don't know how to act. And most people, when they fear, what do they do? Run away. Not just physically. Mentally. Guess what? That's exactly what PTSD and high anxiety is. Let that marinate in your spirit. Seriously, let that marinate. When someone deals with PTSD and anxiety, it's not a fear. It's a fear of not being protective enough or not helping someone that may needed to help, providing something that needs to be provided. It's not always that fear of just being scared. It's the fear of not doing enough because you feel like you're enough, but you have this fear like if something was to happen, I got to make sure it doesn't happen. And then the ball is rolling. It's Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Like I'm being honest and I'm being transparent when I say this.
No, I know you are.
So it's hard to like not just get on here and just cuss people the fuck out because that's how I feel. Right. That's how frustrated I am. And it's not because, you know, I wish more people listen to my podcast because I have a lot of people that listen to the podcast. Don't get it wrong. I do. What I meant by the statement was you can't make people listen to you when you're just trying to be helpful. And that's all you've ever been.
Yeah. But
see, when certain people don't want help, they feel like they don't need help because they got all the answers. Those are the people that need help. Those are the people I'm trying to talk to. Not just regular people too, but those are the people that you really want to talk to and you really just want them to understand. I already see you. I already understand what you're going through. I know why you hide and do this. I know why you do this and don't do this. I know. It's a certain type of awareness that I have come through. And I didn't have it before. Maybe I did have it and I just never tapped into it. But now it's like that awareness that I have of people. And it's not just about being around them for a few days. I get it instantly. Right off the rip, off a conversation. I'm only there for further conversation to make sure that I'm not wrong with what you bringing to me. And now it's gotten to the point where it don't take long for me to figure that out. It used to be about 3 months. Now I've got it good for it's now down to 2-3 days. The scary part is I tell people about it and guess what? They just, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I just got to see. Okay.
And what happens?
Yeah, I got to see what happens. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And then when the shit hits the fan,
and
they come to you, tell you.
No, they don't. No, they don't.
No?
No, they don't. Because they already know what I'm going to say.
And it's not I told you.
And it's not I told you so. I told you that person is full of shit.
On day one.
I told you that he was not going to go and do what he was supposed to do. And I'm telling you, that man is a good man. He's a great person, you know, and all he's trying to do is help him. I told you he is not going to do it. And guess what? He didn't do it. I knew that just off of the first conversation I had with them and the more that I had with them, I knew they weren't shit. Now I've gotten to the point where it's not even the energy or the vibration of this person's voice. It's what this person has provided for the conversation. And I've learned to just, keep my distance. I'm going to provide what I can provide you, but I'm not going to reach out to you because I'm going to really try to see if I'm not providing enough, you're going to let me know. If I'm providing just enough, then it's going to be just enough for that conversation and it's going to go on. But I'm going to check on you. I'm going to already know that vibe. Mm-hmm. But if it's just the more bullshit ass conversations, the more mundane activities that this person is trying to tell me about that I really
could give two fucks about.
I mean,
I'm just saying.
I heard something today that I was actually going to play on the podcast, but I'm not because that was my mood really. And I will never get to a point in my life where I will stop trying to help people or stop doing what I love to do. But it's the awareness for me. You got to have awareness. You can't just be wanting to do something and not be aware of not just what people are doing, but what they're not doing. And it's like, forget how you are as a person. Because if you don't support people, but you're looking for support, then you really got to observe the shit. But if you're supporting people and not getting the reciprocation of the support back, I can understand your frustration. But don't quit. Because all it takes is one.
Right.
I say that all the time. All it takes is one. It doesn't matter what you're doing. It doesn't matter what you want to do. Keep doing it. If you love doing it, keep doing it. Don't look for other people to give you the adorations that you feel like you need, but really You're the adorations. You're the motivation. Yes, sometimes we need to be motivated. And yes, sometimes I feel like I need to be motivated. But I don't get upset at the reality of how people are. Because I can't change it. I can't be the voice that's going to change everybody's mentality from being, I don't know, a playlist or just being the actual individual song. It's like you could change a playlist. I mean, that's manipulation. But guess what? I can change my friends too.
Right.
Just like I can go and buy a new CD if I want to buy a new CD. But sometimes you just want to collect your CDs because these are a couple CDs you like. These are the ones I like listening to. Why? Because they don't give me that bullshit. Well, see, that's how certain people are. You know, I keep certain people around because, you know, I like the way that sounds. So that's how music is. You get to a point, you get tired of hearing a song after hearing it, or it's alive, you know, and they play. I can vibe to that. But when that person just full of shit and they song come on, this motherfucker right here. Asshole got theme music now. Ain't this a bitch?
Oh, goodness.
So we react to that because that is our deep core that bothers us. It's a trigger. It's like, why do I keep talking to this person? Because you actually care about this person. That's why you still got these people around.
Right.
You actually care about them. You don't want to see them fail, even though you know they ain't nothing. They ain't gonna be about nothing. Ain't nothing holy about them. You know, if you walk them in the church, the whole church would caught on fire. You know, if you introduce them to anybody in your family, the whole house would be hot. Hot.
Don't do it.
What?
Talking about the house be hot.
Don't do what?
Don't light a match.
Shit, don't light a match. Don't shit. Don't be that person that didn't wash their ass that day.
Oh, no.
Or forgot to put deodorant on.
Musty.
The musty ain't the word. That's like somebody done cracked the whole onion up in that bitch and just let it sit in the windowsill with no AC on. It's like, it's gonna be, yeah, it's definitely not gonna be smelling anything remotely close to the word good. Like, no. No, it's not. It's
really, nigga,
gonna be a bad day. That's what it's gonna be. It's just how did you I mean, you knew it was gonna be 103 degrees outside. Why you didn't put no deodorant on? It's like you just so anxious to be out in front of somebody, you forgot to just put deodorant, even if it was a lime under your armpit, so you wouldn't send out the funk of 4,000 men sitting in the middle of an onion patch that just got fertilized by the dang cows that just turned 3 days ago. Bruh, man, I swear, some people, man, they I think they do stuff on purpose for attention. I'm just gonna say that. I'm just gonna put it out there. I think people do this on purpose for attention. I think people know how they smell when they don't wash their ass and they don't deodorize their body. They know what that smells like because they smelt it. I don't even, like I said, I don't even think
immune to it.
It's not that they're immune to it. It's a recognition of smell. So they know when they musty. You got people that go around and they be in public and they just be wiping their finger on their armpits and smelling it, or they go in their crotch or go under a belly button or a fat roll or something, or under their whatever, and go in there and get that quick smell to see if they smelling, because they don't want nobody up under there. That, man, people don't understand. Some of them things that y'all don't take care of, that's a scratch and sniff sticker. No, it's not even a scratch and sniff, nigga. It's a scratch and don't breathe. Don't do that. That's an old bologna sandwich that's been sitting on the table with no bread, no nothing, just bologna, just sitting there folded up. Like, damn, you didn't just You forgot me right here. You was in a conversation, left me folded up, and guess what? Ain't nobody picked me up. You know why? Because they didn't leave it there. And that's what we taught my kids. If you mess it up, you clean it up. And if I didn't mess that up, that bologna been sitting there, and I don't care how good if I am, I ain't taking it because somebody probably gonna eat it and then yell and be like, who took my bologna out? So guess what? I'm just gonna leave that bitch sitting right there. I ain't touching it. So it's gonna sit there for about 3 or 4 days. That's the kind of bologna. That's what I'm talking about. When skin that smell like hot dog water, and they lift it, and you can smell them, and it's like, oh, just even they washed.
I'm out.
It's they whole body.
I'm out.
They smell like old Vienna sausages. It's like, why you haven't done the protocol?
Nope, I'm out.
I mean, people that got body odor, they know they got body odor. They should go through a protocol before they even step outside the house. I don't need nobody talking about me, and I know I smell like hot dog juice. So I need to go and take a shower. I need to do what I need to do. It's like, how the hell you come out here smelling like unthawed fish sticks? Just sitting there, How? I mean, you can't just cut that off. I mean, I'm sorry. It's not a button. It's not a switch. It's nothing. You're not laughing or nothing. What is wrong with you?
I can't even fathom that smell. Like,
you're overthinking it. It's being funny. You're overthinking it. It's one of those situations where it's like, I don't even want to think about that smell. That's just, yeah, that's nasty. That's nasty. That's like somebody just cracked open a callus that's been sitting on the bottom of their foot after they didn't ran 4 miles. No. Bruh, no.
I'm out.
I'm out. I'm done. That's not something I'm trying to deal with. So, anywho, let me get off here. Let's call it a night. I hit a good hour. And I hope y'all enjoying y'all Saturday. I hope that what I put and what we gave on the podcast and every podcast that we give on Saturday nights is just something y'all can vibe to and enjoy and be appreciative of, because ain't too many people just wanting to take the time out just to even talk to y'all about certain things, even if it's just to help inform the public, or for that matter, just to be funny.
You're sure right.
So with that being said, you got anything to say, babe?
Thanks for tuning in and listening to us. If you have a topic that you want discussed, or you know somebody that has a business or anything like that, hit us up on That's What I Said on Facebook, on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. Hit us up, let us know. We'll be happy to review the information, get back to you, and all that. So thanks again for joining us for another episode. Peace. Have a great weekend.
Peace to y'all. Shout out to everybody that's donated. Shout out to my sis Lisa. She always throwing a little creature in the PayPal account. So peace and love to her. Peace and love to everybody on in they just walk of life. Enjoy yourself. Blood moon on Sunday. Hope y'all ain't got too much cloud so y'all can actually go out there and look at it. We got this retrograde storm that's coming up, so I don't think we're gonna be able to, because we all know the jet stream flows from west to east, but we got these storms coming from east to west and coming more so from the southeast to the northwest in that direction. So yeah, it's weird. So
yeah, that's the eclipse on Sunday too.
Well, that's what I was just saying. The moon, the blood moon. That's what an eclipse is. It's a blood moon. I swear you just didn't even want to just listen to what I had to say. You just wanted to just come out with your own thing. We had to have a host to co-host conversation because somewhere in my notes, it's like out there that we supposed to somehow communicate before, and when we live, it's just what it is. It just flows. But that wasn't a flowing thing right there. You just what the hell? We know it's an eclipse. But it's, you know what? Never mind. I ain't gonna even get in that conversation with you. You being weird. But yeah, there is an eclipse. So Sunday night, it's supposed to be good viewing. Monday at 12:11 in the morning. So it's late like Saturday night going into Sunday morning. So take that time and adjust it to your time clocks, if you will. Central time, of course, would be 11. Mountain time is 9 o'clock. And West Coast is 7. No. Yeah, it is 7. It would be, no, it's not. It would be 8. It would be 8 on the West Coast. So take your time, enjoy it, enjoy the rest of y'all weekend. I hope y'all enjoy it. And for any other crypto updates or anything else like that, follow my Facebook or Instagram or my Twitter. I may, actually it won't be a may. I know I'll be posting more on there, not necessarily as far as tips, because I should have said this in the beginning. I'm going to say it now. None of what I've put out, nothing that I will put out ever on this platform, or That's What I Said podcast, is financial information, nor do I put out financial advice. All it is for entertainment purposes only. You can take the information and do what you will with it. You can wipe your butt with it as far as I'm concerned. But I, as a black man, want to help other people, ideally, black people. If y'all gonna listen and do it, cool. If you don't, I mean, this is for everybody. Shit, my wife is white, so it don't matter. It's not like it's a whole intellectual kind of thing where I'm breaking down sciences and only keeping it to one race. No, this is for everybody as a collective. But ideally, like I said, because of the stigma of my black community, I would like to try to get my black community in a better position financially. And if they don't listen, then this is for everybody. It's not restrictive. So with that being said, I want the information to be able to flow like it's, like it's just straight water. And that's what we're going to do every Saturday, 8:30-ish p.m. I'm going to try to get everything ready about 2 hours before. But I got to do some work on my computer. And that's probably what I'm going to do next week. I've been dreading it. Probably start tomorrow. But anyway, peace and love, y'all. We about to get up out of here. As always, peace and love. We out. Peace.
That's what he said with Cedric D. Sanders.
Hello, my name is Cedric, and along with my beautiful wife, Connie, we'll be hosting my brand new podcast, That's What I Said. I'm a retired Navy veteran that suffers from PTSD and anxiety, and we'll discuss how I cope with the mental illness through comedy and discussion. It's a podcast